Well, holy shit. Color me genuinely surprised. So, a lot of you probably know about the backlash surrounding the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. We've got this shot right here, which I've already aptly, I think, described as furry blue Richard Simmons Super Saiyan Phase 3. It's just something about the humanoid proportions are a little too close to human. Just the small hands, the small feet. And then the biggest thing of all is the face. And then this shot right here is oh my god, this is actually, I've never frozen Sonic in this frame. This is really the stuff at nightmares. If Sonic and Chucky had a baby, this would be what would spawn from that. I'm not gonna go through all of it again. I think made myself very clear in the last two videos on this topic. I think a lot of people have agreed that Sonic's design is just bafflingly terrible. Fortunately, if we go to this page right here, you'll see a tweet by none other than Jeff Fowler, who is the director of the upcoming Sonic movie. It would seem as though he's actually been listening to feedback. It would seem as though it's actually reached his ears. It's actually affected his disposition. And here's what he had to say. Thank you for the support and the criticism. The message is loud and clear. You aren't happy with the design and you want changes. It is going to happen. Everyone at Paramount and Sega are fully committed to making this character the best he can be. Hashtag Sonic movie. Hashtag gotta go fast. I'll be honest with you, I sincerely wasn't expecting a direct response from the director. I wasn't expecting that they'd actually commit themselves towards changing the design. I thought, there is enough time, right? I mean, from here to November, they must have the capabilities to go back and redo the CGI if they really wanted to. But I didn't know if the executives cared. I didn't know if the director cared, because to me, when you fail to design an iconic character like Sonic, when you fail to this level, it tells me, cash grab. It tells me you don't care. It tells me you just want to get this out there without consideration of the fans, of the character, its history. So it really brings me great pleasure to see that Jeff Fowler actually responded, that he's actually committing himself towards changing the design, because it is in my opinion that if you make Sonic's design good, you can see that trailer under a whole new light. It still looks generic. They're still bringing in the military, which is baffling. I wish it would be more fantastical, like how Sonic, like the guy's background right here. Look at this, right? I mean, you don't have to have it be super realistic. It doesn't have to take place in the human world, but it is what it is. The trailer, I think, could be something that, albeit generic, looks fun if you just change Sonic's design. If you just make him look decently like the actual character. I get the feeling that if you just fix this right here, a lot of people, even though this movie doesn't look like it'll be the best, even if you have a decent Sonic design, at least people might be able to have a good time, know what they're getting themselves into when they go watch this movie, and watch Jim Carrey be Dr. Eggman. This right here. Because that's the only thing that looks decent about this movie. Now, I'm not gonna declare victory yet. We have to actually wait and see what the new design will look like. But I hope that Jeff draws heavily from the internet, because in just one day after the original trailer launched, they have done some incredible work. I've showed some stuff before, like this artwork right here by Amy Ueda. This is the original art, and then Larry here found a version without the gap here. That's about the only change they made. Either way, this or this looks good. Looks a whole lot like cute 2D Sonic. This is another popular one which shows a full body shot where Sonic is shorter, where the proportions are better, the eyes are better. Another artist made the following artwork, and somebody else put it side by side with one of the shots from the movie. And again, the difference is night and day. The big differences here are the eyes, right? The sleeves and the gloves, that's really appropriate. The body is small and round rather than Richard Simmonsy. The fur here is sort of that cream color rather than white up here. And the shoes, it's a subtle detail here, but you can notice here the shoes are kind of Nike's red shoes, weirdly human looking, versus here they actually look like Sonic's actual shoes. So this is another perfect rendition by a fan. There's just so much to draw from the internet if you need a point of reference, Jeff. And something to note is that, yes, the backlash has been harsh, but I feel like we wouldn't be seeing this right here if people didn't ridicule what they saw in the trailer, if they didn't ridicule this to the extent that, in my opinion, it does deserve. Because it really is mind-boggling that somebody could approve this and say, yeah, that's Sonic. All you need to do is put what we're looking at here, this screenshot, side by side with the video game caricature, and it should become immediately obvious that this is the stuff of nightmares. It's not just bad design, it's genuinely, it makes you queasy looking at this. I'm sure it sucks for the creative team to see all the backlash, all the ridicule, but you just needed that reality check. They needed to know that this is horrifyingly bad. So now we're getting the good news that this might be fixed. To what extent? Who knows? I'll celebrate once I see the new trailer with a new design, and if it's close to what others have put together, I think we're going to be in a good place. I think this is very much fixable if they just use the references on the internet, if they adhere to the original design of this iconic character. Not rocket science. I'm sure it's going to take some time to go back to old footage and readjust everything. It's going to take time for the CGI team to do that. I'm not saying that's not a lot of work. I'm just saying the design elements that you have to adjust, there's really not that much to it. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. I wish Jeff the best of luck. I hope Sonic fans can look forward to something that they can look at and go, hey, that's Sonic. I remember that guy. I grew up with him. I hope we can celebrate Sonic when we see the next trailer, when we see how the design has been adjusted. A lot of people already liking Eggman. If you can just get Sonic right, at the very least, people are going to be like, yeah, I'll go watch it. What the heck? I know for a fact that if the design stays similar to this, I'm just not going to go watch it. I just physically won't be able to justify going to the theaters to witness this. But if they do right by fans of Sonic, by the character in a future trailer and a future redesign, I'll go watch it. A, to see Sonic in action, and B, to support the fact that the creative team actually listened, went back to the drawing board, and made adjustments in accordance to unanimous feedback. Because I don't think a response like this is very common. We've seen a lot of video game to movie adaptations in the past. People have complained in the past about certain designs and what have you. And more often than not, that feedback goes ignored. But in this case, there is some give and take. There is a two-way street situation going on here. And I'm feeling a little more optimistic after seeing this tweet. So fingers crossed. That's all I have to say on the matter. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on the tweet, what your hopes are, what your expectations are. Do you think this Sonic movie can be saved? Do you think the the design can be adjusted to a point where fans can be decently happy about the movie? Let us know in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.